Good morning, everyone. Looks like we're on the right track here. What's going on? Let's make sure we can hear okay. Waleed, is that you, my friend? How are you? Another great day. It's Tuesday, and on Friday we have our training 5 to Thrive, Thriving in Sales, Thriving in Life, how to get other people to share your vision. That's what thriving is. Getting other people to share your vision. All right. Jakey Bakey, my wife, Julie, is on. That's incredible. She's right outside my closet, and she's on. I love you, Julie. Thank you for helping me. I appreciate it. Jakey Bakey, you are doing an incredible job. If I can get your butt up before 9 o'clock, it'd be great. Jeremy, welcome from Oklahoma, the great Jeremy Greenfield. If you haven't checked out Popple, when we get back out of this and can meet people and we need social distancing, it'll be a great way to utilize it. All right, we're popping in questions already. Thank you, Jeremy. Here we go. How to stop seeing time so linearly? Great question. So time has been, to me, the remarkable variable. It's the variable that I'm utilizing in order to effectuate my perspective or mindset change. When I can play with time and understand if I take time out of the equation, if I put a certain amount of time into the equation, if I estimate time into the equation, it is the most powerful variable, right? Time, if it's relative, then the relativity of time must be aligned to our perception. Our perception obviously is our mindset. Therefore, time is the true catalytic variable in what we're doing. When we simply just say, I have plenty of time, it changes the entire force field around us. It changes the entire energy of what we're looking at. It can flip a linear time into a horizontal time where start to finish, past, present, future can now become one. One. All time is one, simply because of our mindset. And so when we start looking at time as the most important variable in our life, this lifetime, right? This embodiment only lasts a period of time. Then on top of that, we have infinity, right? The infinity of all. If your infinity is just the inclusive time frame of your embodiment, so be it. You still have an infinity. That's some deep thought there. But more importantly, if you realize that time is one, that you're able to turn it on its axis into a vertical plane where past, present, and future are all one through a lens of productivity, accessibility, and gratitude, whoa, you can do whatever you want. You can enjoy all of those different things. And so, looking at that is how we do it. Let's get some more questions in here. Anybody want to join me live, let me know. Would love to have you on. Thank you, Blaine. Great to see you. Don't see Team Meltzer. I haven't seen anyone pin up how to join Friday's free training. I haven't seen that come by. Where is everybody? Mr. Pugh, Alex, looking forward to seeing people on here. What's going on, my team? We're going to get everything. Charlotte, don't forget SAP on Friday, 7 a.m. Pacific time, 10 a.m. Eastern time. SAT has one of the best webinars that I'm involved with. Looking for that. Looking here. There we go. Let me get everybody to join the free training that we do on Fridays. We got a 1-2 combo with SAP. Thursdays with SAP, Friday with me. I'm doing a Thrive training, 5 to Thrive, Thrive in Sales, Thrive in Life, how to get others to align and share your vision and empower others to share that vision as well. Great to see everyone on there. Thank you for pinning the community. Let's get some more questions up here. Thank you, Charlotte. So excited for Thursday as well. Billy, thank you, everyone, for joining. We're getting good here. Let's see here. SAP address. Charlotte, let me put it in the notes if you can't how people can register for the SAP event at 7 a.m. Pacific, 10 a.m. Eastern time with Ann Rosenberg, Charlotte, myself, David Chen. I think this week is my specialty. It's sports. So we had cybersecurity. We've had all types of great AI. Interesting. We had Sophia the robot on there. Let's get some more questions going. Thank you, sweet. Get me up here. Join in if anyone wants to go live. Please let me know, and we'll get you in here. Thank you so much. Anyone else here? What's going on? We got my team Meltzer in here. Here we go. Another question. Any tech tools you've discovered during quarantine? Yes, StreamYard. StreamYard's one of the tech tools that I've learned about utilizing. Allows me to go live, allows me, like Zoom, to have more participatory interviews. Future of Sports SAP panel on Thursday, 7 a.m. Thank you. That is right up my alley. How to learn a lesson when the ego wants to hold on to pain. Practice, right? When we utilize practice as a methodology of practicing ending the ego or edging the ego out of our life, because it edges good and gold out of our life, we want to do that. So looking at that, please, first raise your awareness of the ego. When you have pain, all it means is you haven't learned the lessons, and the lessons will keep on coming until you learn that lesson, and it results in pain if you haven't learned the lesson. So looking into that. Let's see if anyone wants to go live. Let me know. Would you say it's possible to have a business of cheering people on? To have a business of cheering people on. I think that's possible. What I'd like to see you do is figure out where the monetization comes in. And so if you can figure out where that monetization comes in, I think you could have a business. That's always the key indicator. Let's go live. Got a few people live and get this on, get this going. Thank you so much. You guys know where Team Meltzer is? And Alex, I'm a little worried here. Hey, guy.
Hey, Mr. Meltzer. How you doing, sir?
Good. Thank you for joining me.
Yeah, thanks for having me, man. So I thought this would be a good question for people that maybe aren't used to working from home right now. What's a good strategy to hold yourself accountable?
Oh, that's a great question for all time, but especially now. Thank you. So first, accountability is simply the method of asking yourself two questions, right? Number one, what did I do to attract this to myself? And two, what am I supposed to learn from it? So using this period of pause, of accelerated uncertainty, using this period of accelerated change, there's so much going on to say, what did I do to attract, me working in a closet, part studio, part office, part closet, part guest room. What did I do, right? It's not the COVID-19. What did I do to attract this to myself? And so I think this is a perfect time to start practicing the two questions to hold ourselves accountable and to learn the lessons in a more accelerated manner so that we can accelerate and grow during this period. I was with Tom Bilyeu yesterday, and we probably were together 2 or 3 times talking about people have to develop their skills right now, especially for employment. It's easy to develop our skills for family skills and other things during this period because we now have more opportunity. But business-wise, we are going to have statistically less opportunity in a quantified manner, which means those people that have developed their skills and increasingly increased their skills, including the skill of must be what you can be, are going to get accelerated results, get exponential results compared to those that'll be left behind. And that's one thing we have to hold ourselves accountable to every day is, what am I doing to attract what I want, not only for today, but for the future? Here's the formula that I've created about toughness. When things get tough, 99% of the people quit. When things get tougher, and they will, by the way, in business, 99% of the 1% quit. It's that 1% of the 1%, look statistically, that live in the margins of miracles, that live in the middle of this miracle, right? And sorry, the margins of millionaires in the middle of this miracle. They're able to smile through the struggle and be one of the 1%. And accountability is absolutely one of the key components to the people that hold themselves accountable, learn the lessons, accelerate and grow during any time that end up being one of the 1% of the 1%. Does that sound fair?
Absolutely. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Awesome, man. I appreciate you coming
Appreciate
live
it.
with me.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dave.
That's awesome. My boy Shakedown, that's great. Appreciate everyone lining up. Let's take a couple questions. Also, go here. Launch a membership before you attract a following. During or after, it doesn't matter. So I just had a coaching call this morning about this. And, somebody was asking me when they should launch their, workshop training, whatever. I said, you need an audience. Right. And you need to pull that audience, and then you need to segment the audience, and then you got to put time as a variable on that audience. And if you do that, you will be successful. But you have to get alignment with an audience. When I started working and asked Gary Vaynerchuk for advice, my segmentation started at 2 people a year that would get me 2 people a year that would, buy into my stuff. Right. 2 people a year that would get me 2 people a year. And I segmented it out 20 segments of a year each with no acceleration. And it came to 2 million people in 20 years. And I was satisfied with that. Now what I did was focus in on what can I do to accelerate from 1 year, 2 people, to the second year, a half a year, to the third year, a quarter of a year for 2 more people, right? And it goes from 2 to 4 to 8 to 16 to 32, all the way to 2 million. It's very segmented, it's very calculated, but I have to be able to scale getting those 2 people to get me 2 people. If I don't do that, it'll never last. Too many people right now are writing books, creating podcasts, doing all of these things with no audience, right? What I would do is go ahead, post content, build an audience, and you can use your podcast to build an audience. You can use your book to build an audience, but please build the audience first. That's looking good. Compound interest on your phone, just fall in love with the process of it. Yes, sir, Josh. Susie Carter is here. Awesome. There we go. Hi, Susie. Let's let her join. Super entrepreneur. Talk about authors. Somebody who's already built an audience. I think Susie Carter has 10 books. I wanted to grab her. Hopefully she'll be joining us live here. And I'm waiting for her. Everybody. There's Team David Meltzer. Awesome. Great. Trying to join Susie. It says I'm waiting. We'll wait here for a minute. Let's see who else is coming in. I got you. It says I'm waiting to join. Let me try to join you one more time. I got you, Susie. Let's see here. We'll join this way. On the connectivity. It's just saying waiting for Susie. There we go. The great Susie Carter.
We got it.
It was
How
so
are
cool.
you? Good morning.
I know I was just talking about people writing books, and then I'm like, oh, there's Susie Carter. I think she's written about 10 books.
This is number 10.
What's the name of? There it is.
Here
What
it is.
perfect
Called
timing.
Power Your Profit.
I am so jealous because people that are launching books right now have extraordinary karma, and people that are launching books about profit are just genius. And you are sitting in the perfect space, because out of anything, I want people to focus in on profit. I'm a quantitative value person. I believe that there's subjective value in everything. I gave a little song the other day about Barney the big purple dinosaur. I wear my purple short today because I see too many people, especially now, hugging each other, saying, or virtually hugging, saying, I love you, you love me. Nobody's making any money, but your book's about profit. And profit makes people happy. Profit helps more people, and we can have more fun with profit. Tell me a little bit about the basis of the book.
Well, it's my journey from bootstrapping a business, starting with, I've been doing this for 30 years and building a $10 million company. So it's the journey of how do you build a multi-million-dollar company from bootstrapping, basically, right? Because people think, oh, I've got to either have a silver spoon, or someone gave me the hookup, or somebody gave me money. So it's the foundation of building a financially solvent business, right? Because if you make $1 million and spend $1.1 million, we're not financially solvent. So it's looking at, let's create profit. Profit is the value that we as business owners bring to the business.
That's so true. I was the CEO of a public company, and they kept on, this is back in the internet boom, and they kept on talking about, Dave, you got to show more revenue. I said, look, if you want me just to have revenue, I'll go on the money market and buy $1 billion and
Right.
and lose money, right? I'll make a trade, right? And I can
Right.
show you growth. I can show you gross revenue, but that's not going to pay our employees the overhead, the office space, and marketing dollars and salespeople. I'm building a business based off of profit. In fact, all of my businesses, I guarantee profit. I'm one of the few, even in executive coaching, I literally say, look, I don't lock you in. Every month, hold me to a standard. Are you making more money than I charge you? If not, here's your money back, or don't pay me. I don't care. And that
Right.
way I'm in the flow and to do that. No, the one common denominator I see about profit, and most people probably wouldn't think about it, and I can see it in you, and that's people that can bootstrap a business to 10 figures and 9 figures and 8 figures. They have one thing in common, the same as the Hall of Fame athletes that I work with. You must be what you can be. I have this thing, when things get tough, 99% of the people quit. They get tougher, 99% of the 1% quit. You're not a quitter. You must be what you can be. People ask me all the time, what do you do to stay inspired? Not motivated, that's a short term, but you stay inspired to make this business profitable.
Right. You just wake up and get ready for it. Right. So it's the difference that you make. I believe my gift from God is my life. My gift back to God is what I make of my life. Right. Is what's that contribution I'm making to humanity? Just like you, David. Every day we get up, we're about making change. We're about supporting other people. It's your win, it's our win. Right. I don't win unless you win. I agree with you. If you're not, if you're in my program and you're not doing the homework, you're not doing it, you're fired. Sorry. It's not about the money. It's about results. If you're not doing it, then I don't look good, right? And we go,
Yeah.
it's a business. I want you to be successful. I want you to make money. I want you to leverage what you're doing. A business is supposed to provide us a lifestyle that a job can't, right? It's supposed to give us freedom, it's supposed to give us that financial revenue.
Yeah, and thereafter, where are your books available? Where is it launched now?
It's an Amazon, Books a Million, Barnes and Noble. So any major retailer, it's out. We've got several bonuses that you can get. We've got about $3,000 worth of bonuses, and we're going to pick 3 people to get one-on-one coaching with me. I'm going to pull your name out of a hat of the people that have pre-ordered the book, which I'm really excited for. So I'm giving my Wisdom and Wealth program for free. Normally that's $1,200. We're giving you a Power Your Profit webinar, which is all about fast cash now, especially now, right? What's happening now? How do you leverage this time? Not watching Netflix, watching the news, turn it off. Like, build that business, build that content, write that book, right? This is the time, write the business plan. You will never in the history have this time again. Let's leverage this time. There's 3 types of people in this environment right now. There's the partier, woo, let's get more cocktails, and I'm right there with you, but there has to be a cutoff point, right? And then they're like, either they're partying or they're in bed putting the covers over their head, right? Then there's the boomerang people that are like, let's just get it done. Let's just get back to work. I want things back to normal. Sorry, it ain't happening. It ain't going back to normal. It'll never be normal. We're heading into a recession. You got to be prepared, right? And then the third group is the officers, right? Those are your badass generals. Like, let's use this time. Let's hunker down. I need you guys to be generals, right? To go, what do we do? How do we leverage this time? Because this is golden. It's a blessing. So use it, right? Benjamin Franklin said, take the coins from your purse, invest them in your mind, and your mind will fill your purse overflowing. This is the time. Get on and take education, take David's class, right? Take my class, anybody's class. Just fill your mind, because no one can take that intellectual property away, right? You can take your job away, but can't take my job away. I create my job. I create my wealth. I create my opportunity everywhere around you. This is amazing opportunity.
Yeah, it's so amazing that you are a general. I've read so many generals on here, and it's interesting. I love the categorization of the 3 types of people, and you'll see those people, because the other 2 types of people, the partiers, the bed over the head types of people, and the boomerang people, they are going to go to blame, shame, and justification.
Yes.
I use the analogy because it's so true. I believe, I never forget when I graduated college, one of my friends telling me, man, imagine if we could go back to college knowing what we know now. And when you're talking about this time that we'll never have, right? That summer that I took between college and law school, I did research for Major League Baseball. And it was the greatest time of my life because I used it, right? I could have partied like my friends, could have gone on, but now I have even more an extraordinary. At 52 years old, imagine going back and saying the playing field is fresh, it's blank, it's a tabula rasa. I'm a general, and I am now going to lead a new generation of profitability. And that's what you, Susie, you're a general of profitability. And there's very few of us, because people are ashamed, or they feel bad or not worthy or guilty about talking about profit during this time. Let me tell you, the people, I said this before, you cannot be poor enough to make other people rich, but you can be rich enough to make other people rich. There's plenty of rich people that have made me rich. Nobody poor has made me rich. So let's be generals and make other people rich. Real quick before I let you go, what's the best lesson from your book that applies to today?
The best lesson right now is in the marketing section, right? In that section, we talk about this is the time to market. Most people are stopping. I'm gonna let them stop because they're parting the Red Seas for me, man. So I'm keeping marketing, keeping focus, keeping my brand out there. Yes, this is a sensitive time, so just manage your language. I'm managing my language. I'm giving a ton of free education away right now. I'm serving my clients, at a whole nother level right now. More access to me. I'm home, right? I'm not on an airplane. So it's leveraging the time that you have around you. 15% of your financial success is based on your technical ability. The other 85% is what's in this book. Power your profits, baby. Power
your profits. I'm going right now and ordering it myself. Susie, you are an incredible general. Let's do this again. Thank you so much for inspiring others too. And I appreciate you giving people the profitability perspective instead of the sad, negative, there's no opportunity here perspective. So thank you so much.
Thank you, David. Have a great day. I appreciate you.
You too. I'll see you soon.
Bye.
Thank you. The incredible Susie Carter. That's what I'm talking about. I could have articulated it better. I love her 3 schools of people. We have to be generals. Do not take the covers off of your head. Stop drinking all night. Wake up early. And let's make things happen. Let's use this to develop our skills, acquire more knowledge, and increase the desire to be what we must be. Increase the desire, right? Don't be the 99% that quit when it gets tough. Don't be the 99% of the 1% that quit when it gets tougher. Be a general. Make the margins of millionaires happen for you. Let's prepare for what's about to occur, and let's make the most of it. Let's leverage it. I see another great person on here. My podcast. Oh, hey, look, there's lights. Let me grab him real quick. Looking on here, we will. Oh, I want to go live with Carlos. Carlos, my friend, let me go live with you. I'm showing my studio light in my closet. Let me see if I can find Carlos this other way. The great Carlos Reyes. I wanted him on my podcast. I'm looking for the leaders of real estate, right? Let me give you a little bit of insight in real estate while I bring Carlos on here. And there we go. Go live. It says he's unable to join. Carlos, you got to help me out, my friend. It says you're not here. Come back on. All right. Carlos Reyes, the reason I want real estate. Our country was founded by landowners. That was the whole idea, right? Taxation without representation. We are all landowners, and all of the laws in America have literally been created to protect the landowner. And there's going to be no better opportunity with interest rates where they're at, with the economy where it's at and where it's going, to be a landowner. So I wanted to bring Carlos on. He's on my playbook today. And there he is. Nice hat, brother. I was just talking about real estate and
good morning.
Our country is based off of protecting the landowner, and there's going to be no better opportunity to be a landowner with interest rates low, with the economy where it's going, and with the stability of owning land and the opportunity to monetize land through, commercial, residential, multi-units, Airbnb. There's all types of areas, CBD, being growers. I wanted to have you on because we had such an extraordinary podcast together, and it's launched today. Where's your mindset for real estate right now? What are you looking at, Carlos, and what are you teaching and helping people do?
So, first and foremost, thank you for having me on, Dave. And I just want to say good morning to everyone except Carol Baskin this morning. Right? I just want to say good morning to everyone except that young lady, Carol Baskin.
Did she kill her husband?
When she said the sardine oil, when she said something about sardine oil, I just lost it. So, it sounded like she's done it before.
I think OJ is going to steal her away from her husband. They both live in Florida.
They definitely deserve each other, right? So, but no, listen. So, real estate wise, let me just start by saying this: calm breeds calm, and fear breeds fear, right? So, when this whole thing went down, I would say about March 16th is when things really got going as far as like COVID-19 and you can't congregate, 10 or more people. Well, people lost their stuff, they lost it, right? They slowly, and then, the layoffs started to happen, right? Thousands and thousands. And then, now millions, right? You're talking right now, brother, you're probably talking, so the Great Depression back in 1933 had about 24% unemployment rate. I think we're between 15 to 20% right now, believe it or not. And a lot of folks they're not even considering that number, right? They're not even taking that number into effect. So back in 2008, when the economy just collapsed, it collapsed for so many different variables and components, right? Let me tell you why. One, in the real estate sector, I can tell you this much, the banks, because at that time I was 19 years old. I'm 35 now. I was 19 years old, and I was working a part-time job with a mortgage broker at that time. Brother, they were giving out loans to anybody. It was called stated income, right? Excuse me. So it was like, okay, if you had a decent credit score, they weren't even verifying your income. So they were giving out loans to strippers, drug dealers, right? I mean, you name it.
Teenagers, man.
Anybody can get a mortgage back then, right? And the thing is, this time around, we're nowhere near, as far as the real estate sector. I can't speak for other industries, but I will tell you this: we have 25 businesses. Our solar company is completely froze right now, right? Our solar company consisted of a street team that would get out and bang on doors. Hey, how's it going? We can save you a lot of money. Sign up to, solar, right? Our solar company is called solarfuse.com. So we had to put that on hold during this situation. We also, our import-export company, Inventory City, we dealt with China a lot. Well, once the embargo started going and this and that, we had to shut that down completely, lost hundreds of thousands of dollars, inventorycity.com. Well, I'll tell you what, this is the beautiful part about having multiple eggs in different baskets, right? So when two of our big producing companies are struggling, real estate is booming. Medicalsurplus.com, our medical company, is booming. Guess what we're selling? PPE, KN95 masks, gowns, gloves, all, face shields, etc. So that's why, hopefully this little, blip, or this recession, this minor recession right now, we don't know how big this is going to be, but hopefully this is a lesson to a lot of entrepreneurs, right? Hey, have your eggs in multiple baskets. Multiple streams of income are a necessity. Now, everybody talks about recession-proof this and recession. Okay, I'll tell you what's recession-proof: multiple streams of income. Because where some of your businesses may begin to fail, others will thrive. And then you can sustain those other businesses, right? And then you can bounce back a lot quicker too, because you'll have the capital. But
One
real
question,
estate,
real quick, Carlos, on that, because a lot of people have questions for me for multiple streams of income. And I believe in a spine and vertebrae approach, right? I believe that in order to have multiple streams of income, you have to have a stream of income. And what I find people do is they listen to people like you and I, and they go off and they create
it
not just
begins with one.
spine,
It
they
begins with
create all
one.
the. Yes. So I want to make sure I clarify as he talks about that. Carlos was extremely successful in one business, and then he built these businesses. Now my strategy is I have this business, related business, related business. So PPE for me is a vertebrae business where I have people like you, and I'll create a referral agreement because I have sources, right? And I built that in my spine. So go. So go ahead.
Yes.
Keep
So
going with your
I,
options.
I want folks to know that, you know, first and foremost, you got to like truly laser focus and lock in on building that one business first. For us, it was real estate. It was real estate wholesaling, real estate investing, right? Fix and flipping, finding off market discounted properties, okay? Through multiple channels of marketing, right? You know, pay per click, SEO, direct mail, cold calling, you name it, it's there, whatever. So once we started seeing that capital come in 2015, 2016, the first thing we did was dump a bunch of that money back into our business, first and foremost. And then the second thing we did was dump a bunch of that money into creating other businesses, right? One at a time. And listen, you can't just like get hot or warm in one business and then jump to another without actually building the entire infrastructure, without systemizing that business, without delegating that business, right? You have to put that process in play until you can jump to the next venture. You can't just get up and leave in the middle of building a business and expect that to sustain itself. That's not going to happen. So I just want to be clear on people that get that shiny object syndrome, right? Like they're doing good with one thing. They see Forex, or they see e-commerce, or they see, Amazon drop shipping, whatever. And they're like, oh, rabbit, or, squirrel, you don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. So I just want folks to know out there that, real estate right now is booming. Listen, Dave. So out of the last 23 properties we acquired in the last 16 days, it's throughout Nevada, Arizona, Texas, and California. We're taking 9 of those down. We're fixing and flipping, but what we're doing, so you have to be very smart. The one thing that people need to learn from the 2008, 2009 recession, it's called the Great Recession, is you have to be in and out. When it comes to real estate, you got to be in and out. No more heavy rehabs. No more $30,000, $40,000, $70,000 rehabs. You're talking cookie cutter, newer homes. I'm putting $5,000, $10,000, $12,000 into this property. Paint and carpet back on the market, right?
Yeah.
That's the thing. Listen, Dave, we've done over 1,000 transactions since 2016. 1,000 transactions.
Can I tell you the best thing you can do on quick flips? You got paint and carpet.
Back on the market,
significant change is doors. If you not hanging, but retrofitting doors and knobs, you got 16 to 18 6'8" to 8-foot pieces of art. And if you buy a hollow core MDF door with new knobs and hinges, I'm just giving the advice to everyone. I know you already know it, but when he says paint, he means doors, knobs, handles, hinges, carpet, and paint. Very inexpensive. They're about $99 to retrofit a hollow core door, right? And the knobs. You can change the entire facade of a newer home and get exponential value in the flip.
Absolutely. Yes, sir.
What other tips you have?
So for those people that are out there and they're fixing and flipping, right? They're fixing and flipping. I can't even keep up with a lot of these comments.
That's my problem.
Right? Okay. So for folks out there that are fixing and flipping, hey, listen, guys, I got good news for you. The value, at least in the residential real estate sector, has not dropped in any. I'm talking not even 1% right now. Okay, not even 1%. And do I expect at some point somewhat of a drop? Yeah, when inventory starts to become a surplus, and then the demand starts to decrease. But that's not the case right now, right? Holy shit! Can you block this guy?
Yeah, the
He
blood.
said, "How about this flip?" I mean, that is insane. That guy has a lot. He has
Hey,
a lot
don't give it
All right,
any
he has a
energy.
lot of
I
time.
pray for your happiness, man. I pray for your
I know,
happiness.
right? He's like, "How about this flip?" That's a good one. So anyway, what I want folks to know out there is that I can't speak for commercial because I feel like commercial is going to suffer a lot. I feel like 30 to 40% of commercial property owners are not going to be able to bounce back, even with all these CARE Acts and stimulus packages. I just feel like it's too much of a bounce back for them to come back. You're talking, let's just say you have a plaza, right? And you have 20 tenants in that plaza, and now everybody's going through the same struggle at the same time, right? I just don't see how it's going to be able to come back the way that you would hope. So anyway, back to the residential sector. Listen, Dave, when we're putting a property out on the market, not only are we getting multiple offers right now, the real estate, the retail market, the end buyer, right? Your blue collar, hardworking FHA program American buyer, we're getting multiple offers. You're talking like 5, 6, 8 offers the first day, and we're getting $5,000 to $10,000 over asking price, right? Over asking price. So hopefully, and this is what we're seeing, and I promise you this, I'm in multiple Zoom conferences where I'm talking to some of the top investors across the country, right? Not these guys that are out there like, fluff, and no, these guys that actually have real businesses. And we're on the phone weekly and bi-weekly with other groups, and we're all kind of keeping an eye on the ball, and we're keeping an eye on the mortgages. This is what I want to tell folks that are out there doing real estate right now. Keep your eye on the mortgage lending side of things, because that's where it ends and begins with the end retail buyer. If that end retail buyer can still access a mortgage, then a fix and flipper, if that end retail buyer can access a mortgage, then guess what? That person is going to look for a property. And if that person is going to look for a property, then a fix and flipper can provide a property. And if a fix and flipper can provide a property, then a wholesaler can still provide off-market discounted properties to that fix and flipper. You see, so it's kind of a streamlined reverse engineering effect, right? So that, again, right now, I can speak for right now. I can't speak for tomorrow or the next week because this thing is changing on a daily. By the way, Jeremy Greenwald, Chase just said you need 700 credit score. My brother, that's 20% for a conventional loan, all right? That's high end. That's going to affect the high end luxury market. But guess what? Most people that buy high end luxury market, they have 20% to put down. Second, they are still doing FHA programs at 3.5%, but the FICO score criteria went from 580 to 600, Jeremy. And third, I would never do business with Chase because they're one of the most tightest banks in the entire country. I mean, I've done car loans with them, I've done mortgages with them, I've done credit cards with them, and I'm telling you right now, they are one of the most tightest, most difficult banks. And I'm not trying to bash Chase here, but that's just the reality of things, okay?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing too that you brought up is I love the fact that you're aggregating a mastermind of people that have exceptional situational knowledge experience in the industry. Two, you're still a mentor, but also a mentee, right? That's what when we met, as you immediately asked me for advice. The last thing I want to ask is about the commercial side, because where is the strategy? You and I both understand the residential side, but the commercial side, I think, is going to get destroyed. I see a lot of land.
I got great news for you.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you know a company named DiBartolo Development?
Yeah, Eddie's a good friend.
Which Eddie? Eddie DiBartolo or Ed Cobell?
Eddie D.
Okay.
I'm a football guy. I'm a football guy, remember?
Okay. Well, Ed Cobell, I don't know if you know this, he's a big part of that.
Yeah.
That's his brother. He's he's either the CEO or the COO of that company. So I speak to Ed through so I have a spiritual mentor. His name is Christian Ferris. He's out in Tampa, Florida. He's a pastor. And he introduced me to Ed, like, a year and a half, 2 years ago. So I've been talking to Ed a lot. We're actually starting what's called an abiding and economic class. Do you know what abiding is?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
So Ed Cobell, of the Bartolo Development, Christian Ferris, and myself, we're starting an abiding and economic class. Listen, Ed Cobell, they made $6.3 billion after the 2008 crash.
Yeah.
Because Ed Cobell said in 2006, the father told him to start liquidating all commercial assets that the Bartolo Development had, and everybody on the board thought he was crazy. So from 2006 to 2008, they start liquidating. 2009, 2010, 2011, 2012, they start reacquiring these properties at 10 to 15 cents on the dollar, these commercial assets, right?
Some of their own assets. They bought back some of their own assets.
Yes. So Ed told me that that's already in the works again. And for those folks that don't know what the Bartolo Development is, these guys own the 49ers, and I believe they own the San Jose Sharks. I'm not sure. But for those people that don't know, if Ed Cobell is telling me that there's going to be massive carnage and massive opportunity, right, in the commercial sector here in the next 6 to 8 months, guess what? There's going to be a lot of opportunity on the commercial side. Brother, I'm already seeing it on the residential side. I'm picking up properties at 40 to 60 cents on the dollar right now. Now, the biggest difference between right now and 2008 is now you have highly distressed, motivated sellers that need cash right now, right? They need cash. They cannot depend on the $1,200 stimulus government check, for God's sakes. What is that going to buy? So, that doesn't even pay for groceries or for rent. So let me just say this, right? The difference between 2020 and 2008 is these folks have equity.
Yeah.
They have equity in their, these aren't real estate owned properties where they're upside down, right? This time you have people that are going to be filing for foreclosure, people that are going to be trying to file for bankruptcy, but they're going to be looking to liquidate that property before they do. And now they have equity in their property, Dave. That is the biggest difference between 2020 and 2008. There's equity, and then the end retail market, like I said, is still absolutely hot. If you look at your average days on the market, right? If you look at your average days on the market, most, you live in where? Where do you live?
Orange County.
Orange County is probably under 45 days, average days on the market for a property. Like, it flies, right?
Yeah.
Well, that seems to be the case in all, major cities like Phoenix, Arizona, Las Vegas, Nevada, Los Angeles, etc., right? Properties are flying. Anybody that's in residential real estate will say you're absolutely right. So, here's Alex Vargas says, are you getting properties mostly from absentee owners? Well, that's another thing, Dave. We're getting a lot of properties from absentee owners. What are absentee owners? You're talking landlords. You're talking people that have these investment properties on the side. Right now, the owner-occupied properties, good luck trying to get them out of the quarantine stage.
Right.
That's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. And Dave, I don't know how much time
the Airbnb and VRBO investors are the ones that you can pick them off.
Yes. So, oh my God, they are struggling, brother. They are struggling. Yeah. So I don't know how much you probably have. How many minutes you have? Because I wanted to say.
You got three minutes, bro.
All right,
I'll have you back.
guys.
I'll have you back.
For all my entrepreneurs.
Plus, wait. Everyone can listen to us. We talk about some serious stuff on the playbook before COVID. So some of this stuff you can see applies. So please check us out on the playbook today, the podcast.
I love it. Thank you, Dave. By the way, we got to link up when this whole thing is over, God willing, right? So the last thing I want to say to people, guys, I was in corporate America. I came to this country illegally twice. It took me 15 years to become an American citizen, okay? The second time I jumped through a freaking fence, okay, with a coyote, and my mom brought me up to Phoenix. So what I want to say to people, and by the way, that, as an immigrant, that allowed me to develop tolerance for risk and hardship, right? But this is what I want to say to people. I worked in corporate America for 10 plus years, all right? That first step is going to be the hardest step you ever take, which is actually getting out of that comfort zone, that form of security, right? That the first step is the hardest step. The first step, getting out of that comfort zone, is the first step. Once you take that risk and you take that first step, you will never be employable again. You will never want to work for someone else again. And I know it takes a lot of courage to take that first step, but if I can do it and Dave can do it and a lot of entrepreneurs can do it, and we all have the same hardships and battles that you guys are dealing with every single day, you can do it too. All right? That's what I wanted to tell people out there, just to get out of that cage, take that first step. You'll never look back. You'll be unemployable the rest of your life.
Absolutely. It's so great because Carlos is one of my 1,000. You know, I'm looking for 1,000 people to empower 1,000 empower. I call them the ferocious Buddhas. I'm getting some ferocious Buddha shirts for us, man, because you are a ferocious. He's a ferocious Buddha. And remember, this guy that was complaining that you're taking advantage of people. Are you kidding me? Those people need money to eat, to live, etc. You cannot be poor enough to make someone rich. You can be rich enough to make other people rich and to save lives. And that's what my ferocious Buddha friend Carlos is doing.
Thank you.
Check out the playbook today. You'll hear the whole story about being what you must be. Anybody can do it. You know, if these two idiots right here can do it, anybody can do it. Be a ferocious Buddha. Thanks, my friend.
Brother, God bless you. Thank you. I'll be talking to you soon, okay?
You better. Thank you, brother.
Thank you.
Cool. There you go. You know, I like getting down to the pragmatic, and you can see the blend of, you know, someone who is fired up and in spirit and a pragmatic sense of being able to help other people. And also Susie Carter, the general. We have some really great content today. I see in the comments, I will save the live, so check it out, share it. Come to my training on Friday. It's free. It's on Thriving, 5 to Thrive program, 5 simple steps to thrive in business, thrive in sales, thrive in life. You join me for free on Fridays. We have an extraordinary group of people there. You can go ahead and text me. You can email me at david@dmeltzer.com. You can go ahead and reach out to any of the players on board here. Check out the playbook with me and Carlos. A lot of great stuff. Please, everybody, be kind to your future self. Do good deeds. I will check you out tomorrow. Thank you.